Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for a small field walk shortly before harvest at the NPZ breeding station in Hohenlied, close to Kiel in the north of Germany. Today with me is my colleague Dr. Christian Flachenegger. He is the lead of the International Winter Rapeseed Program at NPZ and in this function also responsible for the development of the portfolio of LSPB, our daughter company in the UK market. Christian, successful rapeseed production in UK becomes more and more important. We have on one side the story with the flea beetles in the autumn time, and on the other side we know there's still this high disease pressure which makes successful rapeseed production more and more difficult. Stem health is now the new marketing word in the UK rapeseed market. Christian, directly my first question to you. How important is stem health?
Stem health is for me and also for the breeding at NPZ of major importance. The current situations, we have climate change, we have a reduction in fungicide and pesticides, and under these conditions we need more resistant plants, and therefore our main focus is on developing new resistances. We have several diseases in focus. For example, in the UK very important, but also now becoming more important in Northern Europe is light leaf spot, where we do natural screening in Scotland under these conditions, but also we have developed a biotest where we can screen against light leaf spot in greenhouse conditions. Another important topic when we look at stem health, we can see here in these plots that this year we have also verticillium quite heavily here, or foma infection, so there's different diseases, and we do in all of them, we can do biotests in the greenhouse, and we can also under natural infection conditions screen our material. And our aim is to combine different resistances against different diseases in one hybrid and bring these hybrids as quickly as possible to the market.
Stem health, that you mentioned that a little bit based on different traits. LMS becomes now more and more important for this development. In general, what further efforts are you doing for this progress?
RLMS is a good example how difficult it is to develop new disease resistances. And at NPZ we have a known department, a research department called NPZ Innovation with almost 50 employees, and they support us in breeding and help us in developing new resistances. Yeah, RLMS is a good example, and you can see because RLMS comes from turnip rape, so it's a related species to rapeseed but quite far away. And to bring this resistance into winter oilseed rape, you first have to develop new resynthesized rapeseed. We have an example here, and you can very good see how bad it looks like. We see here lodging, we see all kind of diseases in this plot, we see pots that open up. So you have all the bad stuff, and somewhere inside here you have one or two plants having this RLMS new disease resistance. And now it's very difficult for us to find it and to get it outside and to bring it into more elite material. And here the NPZ Innovation helps us. They can first do screening of foma in different biotests, and then they develop molecular markers. This is a tool which helps us to identify resistant varieties in the marker lab, where we don't need to bring them to the field and to wait for the disease to come, but directly in the lab they can tell us this new variety has the resistance or not. And yeah, this is a big help and for us in disease breeding.
LSPB is today back in focus of British rapeseed farmers. We have with our varieties Turing, Murray, Vegas, we are also on the top of the recommended list. Stem health and the change here from light leaf spot as a new leading disease, is that now a game changer, and is that now a must, this road plant health for success in UK?
In UK indeed we saw since several years that light leaf spot, especially in the north, is one of the major threats there. Yes, we have it in focus for the UK since a long time, but now we see LLS also going further south in the UK, but also on continental Europe, north of Germany, in France. Last year, even in eastern Germany, we saw some light leaf spot. So it seems that light leaf spot is a clear winner from climate change, and this warmer, wetter winter climates help light leaf spot to spread over whole Europe and to become more and more important in winter oilseed rape breeding generally. And yeah, with Murray, as you mentioned, we developed a new variety combining RLMS FOMA resistance with major gene light leaf spot resistance. And this is giving, as we can see here, a very healthy stem. And also that's shown in the official scores from UK, that this is a unique combination in the market for the moment. And also we saw since a few years, not only in the UK but also elsewhere, that it's correlated with yield, that those green stems help the variety to develop more yield until the end of the vegetation.
Murray was last year already here in our internal production technology trials and convinced very well with high yield level in this late sowing and also in our threshing trials last year. 2022 was also heavily impacted by light leaf spot. Do you see here now a switch from turnip yellow virus now more to light leaf spot, and that light leaf spot is now the new leading disease in rapeseed?
You're right. So in the last 2 years, we saw that light leaf spot not only as usually impacted north of UK, but also further south in the UK, in France. We saw it in north of Germany. In many regions in Europe, light leaf spot was visible. And also from our data had an influence on yields on these regions. And yeah, one of our assumptions is that due to the climate change with warmer and wetter winters, this is in favor of this disease, and it helps this disease to spread further on the continent in the UK. And additionally, for sure, we have also less fungicides available, especially against LLS. In Germany, it is not established at all to spray against LLS, and also in the UK, it's more and more difficult to find the right time to really have a good spraying time. Yeah, we can also see that turnip yellow virus resistance is less correlated with yield, so could maybe be that due to the fact that we have more and more virus-resistant varieties in the fields, that the disease is less important, or that the aphid population in the last years was not so big. I would say, yeah, for the moment it looks like that LLS is more important than turnip yellow virus resistance.
With these new coming candidates in our pipeline, we could see now more and more this trend that these new hybrids outperform the conventional OP varieties. How can you explain that?
What we see is that due to the climate change and the less and less plant protection, what we already discussed before, that the environment is more stressful for rapeseed. And in such a stressful environment, hybrids which are more vigorous and more faster in establishment, they have an advantage, an even bigger advantage against OPs. There is still a market for OPs because the UK environment with the mild winters and not so strong frost, not so strong drought, was still in favor for OP varieties. But now we see also in UK this more stressful conditions. And in the last years, we can clearly see that less and less OP varieties are able to enter the recommended list price in the UK.
LSPB will celebrate 20 years anniversary. New candidates like Maverick or Tensing, they are in pipeline. What can our customers expect here from these candidates?
Especially Maverick and Tensing are the next step in our development for hybrids for the UK market, and they combine additionally to light leaf spot and RLMS resistance, in the case of Maverick also RLM7 and turnip yellow virus resistance. And we saw Maverick being on the first place of the NL1 trial in the UK last year with 109% yield relative. And this year we have no results from the UK yet, it's too early, but we get the first 4 locations from France, internal trials, and Maverick is also in the first place there this year. So we have big hopes and high expectation that Maverick will continue his path in the UK and get hopefully registered this year. And with Tensing, we have a second candidate. Tensing finished on the 3rd place in NL1 trial in the UK last year. And also this year looks very nice in France and also in the UK. Clean stem, very good, nice and vigorous plant. So we have good hopes that for the 20th anniversary of LSPB to have these very strong products in our portfolio.
At the end now of our video, I would like to share also a small bonbon with our customers. We are now here in front somehow of an example of seed production for the hybrid Maverick. We see on the left side mother line and on the right side the father line. Why did you choose this here to show that to our customers?
Because Maverick is a very good example to show why hybrids have such a big advantage against inbred lines. In the case of Maverick, it has 4 resistances. So we have RLM7 and RLMS against FOMA, we have LLS resistance, and we have turnip yellow virus resistance. And in case of Maverick, the female brings the turnip yellow virus resistance and the RLM7 resistance, and the male of Maverick brings the RLMS and the LLS resistance. And then in Maverick all 4 are combined. If I would only apply an inbred, for example, only the male, and we have again a year where virus resistance plays a role, then it would have a disadvantage. On the other hand, this year we have a year where LLS plays the biggest role, and we see that the female is quite infected and has 30 stems from the LLS disease. But whatever year comes, Maverick will be clean and fine.
Christian, thank you very much for this very informative explanation. I think we have heard here today a lot about stem health and of breeding developments and what is going on in NPZ, and also we have heard a little bit more about the Maverick and what our customers can expect in the coming years from our side. Christian, one last question from my side. We have discussed Murray, we discussed Maverick. If you would be a farmer, which variety would you grow on your fields?
I'm coming from the south of Germany, from Bavaria. My brother is still there on our farm. I would recommend him to grow Janosch because in his case, light leaf spot is not an issue. It's more the drought resistance he needs there. We have very sandy soils there. But if you ask me if I would be a farmer in the UK, like most of our customers, for sure I would say Murray is a very good choice. And as soon as it is available on the market, they would then switch to Maverick, which is a very promising variety for us.
Christian, thank you very much for your time here today. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now at the end of this small field walk here on our internal production technology trial field in Hohenlied. We have heard a lot about stem health, about light leaf spot and FOMA. We have heard more information about our leading portfolio, about Murray, Turing Vegas, and yeah, also a lot about new upcoming candidates like Maverick or Tensing. We can be excited for further really powerful and high yielding solutions. Ladies and gentlemen, from my side, I wish you all the best now for the harvest 2023. Stay tuned, have a look to the LSPB pipeline, and yeah, a good hand with the variety choice for the next season. All the best, your René Brandt.